I am a nanny. That's what I do as a job right now. I nanny a 5-year-old boy whose name is Cole, and he's going to a new school right now. It's a Christian school. Last year he didn't go to a Christian school, but his family has grown up in church and all that. So his mom and I were asking him, how do you like your new Christian school? And he said, I just love that I get to learn about God at church and at school because, and we were thinking, oh, this is so, he just loves God. This is great. And he said, because then I can learn more and more about what Jesus will do to me if I'm bad and what Jesus will do to me if I'm good. And it was kind of like funny. And his mom tried to explain to him, well, I think you'll learn this year that it's not about whether you do good or bad. It's about your heart and God's grace and all of that. You know, he's 5. And when you're 5, everything is good versus bad. It's for the win or for the lose, basically. But that actually was pretty cool because it got me thinking about how we really think about you're good or you're bad. And that is true. If we look in Galatians, someone in the church is telling everyone about this new gospel. They're saying the law, you got to follow the law. That's what it's all about. That's how you get your justification, your righteousness. And Paul's saying, no, there's no other gospel but the one gospel. I told you about it. It's that Christ came and he died, whether you consider yourself a good person or if you consider yourself a bad person according to the law that you know. And you were not justified by the law. You were not made righteous by the law. It's by the grace and the blood of Jesus Christ. And Paul is kind of saying it's not about your actions. It's about the grace of God. It's about faith. And still, if you look in Galatians 6:9, even after saying all these, it's not about your actions. It's not about your good and your bad. He still says, do not grow weary of doing good. For in due season we will reap if we do not give up. It got me to thinking about, well, what is so frustrating about doing good? Why do we need the encouragement to not grow weary of that? Because we do grow weary of that very often. And to me, it's because we don't see the fruit. We don't see the harvest that is coming because of our good actions. It's all in vain, it seems like sometimes. One example from my life is there is a family member of mine in my extended family who I have been praying for my entire life. To come to know God for who he truly is and to change his life around. I know that I'm praying for him. I know that at least a dozen other of my family members are praying for him. I know of somebody in India who prays for him. This summer I was traveling and I ran into somebody in Helena, Montana and somebody in Phoenix, Arizona who both said, how is he? I still pray for him. And while that's really encouraging, it's also discouraging because I still haven't seen that happen. I haven't seen the fruit of all of our prayers, of me having conversations with them, of trying to act out Christ's love to him. And it makes you grow weary. And a lot of times I have wanted to just stop. And for some periods of time I have. Honestly, I have stopped praying because I didn't know what else to pray. But it also reminds me of a story that I heard one time about a woman whose mother-in-law just got baptized. You know, it's this big celebration. Everyone is really excited. And then the pastor found this woman in a stairwell just sobbing. And he goes up to her and just, what's wrong? What's going on? This is supposed to be a really happy occasion for you. And she said, I have been praying for her for 30 years. And so many times I wanted to give up. And now, she's obviously overjoyed that she didn't because she finally got to see the fruit of her good deeds, of her faith, of her perseverance. And you might be here today and you might be one of those people who's trying to do good on their own. My family member, he tries. He says, I'm not doing drugs right now. I'm not smoking right now. I haven't stolen for a while. And he thinks that's what will make him good. But we know that we won't actually see a change in his life until he can grasp the gospel, until he knows it's not just by his deeds. It's by God's grace in his life. It's God's grace that covers him, his blood that covers him. And that's what will make the difference. So you might be one of those people, and if you are, know the one gospel of God's blood, of Christ's blood, of his grace for your life, of what he can do, of the fruit that you will see later on. And you also might be here and you might be like, I am weary of doing good. I'm tired of trying and not seeing anything happen. But whether you're the first or the second, or somewhere in between, just remember that it's not always just for the lose or for the win. It's not for the law, but it should be for the Lord, and He will make all the difference. Thank you.